Spectrum Science Fiction presents the Spectrum Sci-Fi Show!
Hi and hello, my name is Keith Baudry and you're listening to the Spectrum Sci-Fi Show here on WRUU. It's also available as a podcast. This is episode 11 of the Spectrum Sci-Fi Show. On this show I like to play 50s era radio plays, specifically the Dimension X series. Tonight, the episode was written by Isaac Asimov, a great sci-fi writer, if you know the name. Originally aired in the 50s. I believe it was performed live on the radio. The episode is titled Destination Moon. Destination Moon tonight from Dimension X. Also, with the impending release of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, I will be going over a little bit about the history of the Guardians of the Galaxy, just what I've gleaned from Wikipedia and YouTube videos. Yeah, so that'll be fun. Also coming up later this month will be Alien Covenant. Next week's episode, I will feature Jeremiah Stewart, a local musician here in Savannah. He plays in a number of bands. He's going to be here promoting his upcoming show, where Spectrum Sci-Fi will also be set up as a vendor booth. That'll be at Starlandia. That's May 19th. Jeremiah will be in the studio next week. We're going to talk a little bit about some Star Wars stuff in honor of May the 4th be with you. So, the Revenge of the 5th is when my show will air. So, that'll be cool. Looking forward to that. I've got a little bit about the Guardians of the Galaxy, but first and foremost, I'm anxious to dive into this Destination Moon just because I know the writer. He's fantastic. He's brilliant. Last week was Ray Bradbury. If you didn't hear that one, check it out. Episode 10. So, Dimension X.
Adventures in time and space, told in future tense. Dimension X. Man has always dreamed of conquering the barrier of the atmosphere. The problem is on the drawing boards of aeronautical engineers and atomic physicists. They can calculate the power needed, the trajectories, and the equipment. On the sound stages of Hollywood, the engineers and special effects men have combined to bring that day to life. The day when the first rocket leaves Earth for outer space. Now a radio play taken from the advanced screenplay of the George Pal Technicolor production, Destination Moon. On the vast concrete strip at Dry Wells, Texas, the form of the rocket towers above the cranes, the loading machinery, and the scuttling trucks and jeeps. The fuel lines snake across the concrete to the rocket. It's Destination Moon. pursuit plane circles in for a landing on the runway, turns and taxis toward the prefab buildings at the edge of the strip.
Here comes General Fair. Got those reports, Dr. Cargrave?
All ready, Barnes.
Oh, you made good time. Hi there, General. Over here.
Barnes, I've got to talk to you.
I just made it, General. Everything's running smooth as a clock. We ground test in 20 minutes.
Come on over to the office.
What's the matter?
Come on, Barnes. Something happened in Washington?
Something always happens in Washington.
Let's have it straight, General.
Our application for a test license was denied.
Denied?
I'll quote. In the opinion of the commission, should the engine fail structurally, the dispersal of radioactive material would mean danger to the surrounding area.
But we've evacuated the blast
No
area.
use, Barnes. The commission is pretty sensitive about public opinion. The Galavan newspaper chain has been after our scalp. They got mine anyway.
What do you mean?
I've been retired.
Fair.
You got a job for next general? Pretty handy with a lug wrench.
They can't do that. Where would the Air Force be if you hadn't kicked them into using the jet-fuel jet engine on pursuits?
It's not as simple as all that. One-star generals can't go into the Department of Defense and pound desks. I did.
Some of those old mossbacks would still be using horse cavalry if they could get away with it. Now, this ship will work. I know. I built it.
I don't suppose we'll ever know. The mission won't reverse itself.
Wait a minute. Cargraves, ship's all ready, isn't it?
Except for minor installations, yes.
General, I've been building and flying ships by the seat of my pants since they had piano wire between the wings. Now, this baby either works the first time or she doesn't.
What do you mean, Bond?
The commission refused permission to ground test, right?
Yeah?
All right. We won't ground test. Cargraves, what's the next astronomical optimum?
3:47 tomorrow morning.
We'd better get busy then. You've got just 17 hours to get that ship ready. And then we take off for the moon.
Hey, Brownie.
What do you want, Sweeney?
What color is the skin temperature lead wire on the chart?
Orange with a black stripe.
This stuff looks like insulated macaroni. I got it.
Hurry up, will you? We're running behind.
What's your rush? You're going along on this clam bake, aren't you? Can't you wait to break your neck?
Hey, look out for the starter. Come on, move. We got to take off before somebody slaps a writ on us.
Brownie, you really going?
Sure.
Beats me. What do you want to go to the moon for?
To see what's on the other side.
Ask a stupid question, you get a stupid answer. What's the separation rate positive lead?
Red and white spiral. Oh.
What's the matter?
I'm knocked in a bellyache.
Eating green apples?
No, I'm all right. Come on, Sweeney, get busy. We've got 2 hours left to patch this mess together.
Mr. Barnes,
What is it, Sweeney?
it's Brown. They just took him to the hospital.
They what? Well, is he all right?
He will be after they cut out his appendix.
There goes our radio, man.
There's no chance of finding a substitute?
No, it's special equipment. Brown installed it himself. I've got it. Barnes here. What?
Well, we'll have to delay
Sure.
the takeoff a month.
Okay, goodbye. We can't, General. That was Hastings at Dry Wells. There's a United States Marshal driving over. Something leaked, and he's got a court order forbidding the takeoff.
We were so close.
Yeah. $1 million gone up the flue.
You want me to give a standby, Mr. Barnes?
I suppose. Wait a minute. Sweeney,
Yeah.
you installed that communication equipment with Brown, didn't you?
Yeah, but
Then you must know the
You
operation.
could go in Brown's place.
the moon? Oh, no, not me.
It's an important project, Sweeney. The scientific advance.
There's the military aspect, Sweeney.
I had 4 years of the military aspect, General. That's enough.
Afraid?
You're darn tootin'.
That ship is safe.
Maybe, maybe not.
But, Sweeney...
Look, you guys aren't going to get anywhere pressuring me. Maybe you got reasons to go to the moon. You, Mr. Barnes, you got $1 million tied up in the ship. It's your scientific baby, Doc, and the General's out on a limb in Washington. Well, what's in it for me?
That's no way to talk, Sweeney. It's an important advance for the whole world.
You pardon the expression, baloney.
Sweeney.
I work on a scientific theory, too, General. Hooray for me, you look out for yourself. I ain't going.
I don't like to say this, but this isn't the time to consider yourself, Sweeney. This country's defense hangs on being the first to develop space travel.
Somebody else, not me. There's nothing I want on the moon.
All right. We'll take care of that. Sweeney, I'll offer you $10,000 bonus and a 10% royalty on the ship patents out of my cut.
Barnes.
It's no use to me unless we get off before that marshal gets here from Dry Wells. Well, Sweeney, you'd be rich enough to retire. You could take it easy the rest of your life.
Well, now you're talking my language, Mr. Barnes. Okay. When do we leave?
Clear field for firing. Clear field for firing.
All set, Hastings.
Right. I'll be tracking you from Control Center. Hey, what's that car doing? He's coming right out on the field.
Marshal, Doc, General, Sweeney, inside.
Hey! Hey, Barnes!
Button her up.
Hey! Hey there, come out of that ship. I've got a court order. You can't take off. Tough, mister. You can't do this. Hey! Hey! Save your knuckles, fella. You couldn't get in that ship with a blowtorch. Barnes can't do this. Suppose you tell him all about it when he gets back from the moon.
All right, and I'm back. Sounds like everyone has their own motivations for going to the moon here. Some are more motivated than others. Yeah, so sounds cool. I'm interested to see where the story goes. Some reason there's a court order as to why they shouldn't go to the moon. I imagine that's going to come back to bite them. That said, all right, I've got a little bit of info here about the Guardians of the Galaxy. So, we're going to dive right in. I'm going to see what I can do about explaining my notes here. They're not good notes. I don't know why you needed to know that. TMI. Okay, Guardians of the Galaxy are... The original comic was set in the 31st century. It was created in 1969. Guardians of the Galaxy first appeared in Marvel Superheroes, issue number 18. Again, in 1969. They were created by Arnold Drake and Gene Colan. They consisted of a 5-person team. Vance Astro, i.e., or also known as, a.k.a. Major Victory. He is a super soldier type person from Earth who somehow time travels to the 31st century where he joins this team and is the team leader, of course, because he's from Earth. Also, we have Yondu. The blue guy with the red mohawk. Yeah, he was in the original version of Guardians of the Galaxy. He is an alien from the first colonized planet. So the first planet that humans colonized when they left Earth. Yondu was there with his race of people, and apparently he has joined the Guardians of the Galaxy in this Marvel Superheroes issue. Also, we have Charlie 27. He is a super soldier engineered to withstand the heavy gravity of Jupiter. So that's pretty cool. He's a big, burly dude. Charlie 27. It's a cool name for a character. Also, there is Martin X. Martin X is a crystal alien genetically engineered to live on Pluto, on the planet Pluto. There's also a female character that apparently, I don't know why I didn't write it down, but a female character engineered to live on Mars. She has fire hair, some cool fire abilities, so that's neat. Needless to say, it's set in the 31st century, but somehow they time travel back to the 20th century to fight alongside other famous Marvel superheroes. We're talking Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, the big ones. All in all, that was about it for the Guardians of the Galaxy. In the early 1990s, they returned with their own self-titled comic that lasted 62 issues until it was canceled in July 1995. In May of 2008, we saw the creation of Guardians of the Galaxy as we know them today. That was created by Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning. This new version of the Guardians of the Galaxy was formed by Peter Quill, a.k.a. Star-Lord, who in this version was a human alien cyborg. A little bit of everything that you can possibly be, all rolled into one. So Star-Lord forms a team to fight off the multiple alien invasions that he'd already faced. So he kind of formed the team so that he wasn't reacting to the invasions anymore. He was a bit proactive, like a let's nip this in the bud type thing. Let's not let this happen again. So he recruits Adam Warlock, Drax the Destroyer, Gamora, a character called Quasar. He's like a clone or something. Rocket Raccoon, obviously, Groot, and Mantis, who will be in the upcoming movie. Those are the characters that Peter Quill, a.k.a. the human alien cyborg known as Star-Lord, recruits for his team. Adam Warlock is a synthetic being created by advanced scientists that call themselves the Enclave. These scientists build this synthetic being to lead the new race of modified humans that will take over the entire Earth. Obviously, Adam Warlock rebels from his creators, against his creators, and becomes Adam Warlock, who is then recruited by Star-Lord to join the Guardians of the Galaxy. Drax the Destroyer, or Arthur Douglas, is killed alongside all of his family by Thanos. He is recreated as an Eternal with the purpose of destroying Thanos. That's his sole purpose, is to destroy Thanos. Drax the Destroyer. At some point, we should expect he would have an awesome battle with Thanos if we're keeping with the original comics. Moving on, Gamora was saved. The green alien chick. Super cool character. She was saved as a child by Thanos, as we saw in the first movie. Trained and raised to be a galactic assassin. What even is that word? Assassin. She has the reputation and title of, well-earned, the deadliest woman in the universe. It's pretty cool. Her backstory is a little bit convoluted in that she was raised by Thanos, but now she fights against him. So that kind of happened where Drax was attacking Gamora's ship. Because of her association with Thanos, obviously, Drax destroys the ship, but Adam Warlock saves her soul at the last minute, putting her into this magic gem that only a synthetic being could control, aka the Vision. So she, during this time, a little bit after this time, she realizes that Thanos is obsessed with universal genocide type stuff. So she decided, that's not her thing. She maybe wanted to not kill gazillions of Googles of people. Anyway, all right. Quasar, obviously, already mentioned, was some kind of clone. I don't think she'll ever appear anywhere, maybe. Mantis, who is in the upcoming movie, is one of the most well-traveled characters in the Marvel Universe. She uses her little antennae, multiple antennas. She uses those to telepathically nudge the members into joining the team, apparently. She was really pivotal in the creation of the Guardians of the Galaxy, according to the comics. So that's interesting to know. Groot, the famous tree king type character. Groot is actually a alien from the planet X. also known as Floral Colossus, and actually has a massive intellect, believe it or not. Groot has a genius-level intellect. Interesting. Rocket Raccoon is a weapons expert and strategist of the team. Obviously, he is a genetically enhanced raccoon from planet Half-World, where robots care for the mentally ill until they become sentient and then decide they have better things to do than care for the loonies, as they're called. Weird enough. And we'll go into more. I want to talk more about Rocket and Groot later on. But, yeah, so there's the Guardians of the Galaxy. It began with Major Victory, Yondu, Charlie 27, and Martin X back in 1969. In 2008, it saw 2007, 2008. It saw the rebirth and became Star-Lord, Adam Warlock, Drax the Destroyer, Gamora, Quasar, Rocket Raccoon, Groot, and Mantis. And that's where the movie kind of comes in. It's another 6-7 years later. So that's interesting. And now we're here, Volume 2. Volume 2, featuring amazing music. Awesome music. It's funny enough because Rocket Raccoon's name was originally Rocky Raccoon. That actually was inspired by a Beatles song. Funny enough. So, yeah, back to Planet X. Not Planet X. Dimension X.
Sweeney, warm up your communication circuits.
Yes, sir. Calling traffic, Shack.
Traffic. Traffic calling Rocket to Pluto. Over. Get a clearance check.
There was a clearance, traffic. Over.
All clear. Drywells is ready for tracking. Over. Power.
Power ready.
Communications.
Yeah.
Co-pilot.
Automatics ready.
Give the warning signal. Give me a time check on the computer.
03:47:58.
Stand by for count off and firing.
Stand by for count off and firing.
Roger.
For check. 48. 10.
Check. Coming up 30 seconds.
29. 28.
I'll lie back on the acceleration
27.
couches. Worst pressures will be over in 4 minutes.
5.
Barnes,
General.
I don't like having a man along who isn't with it.
Sweeney, it's too late now.
Make it pretty tough. If he's half-hearted
We'll
now...
worry about that later.
7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Fire.
What happened? Noise. All gone. Past speed of sound. Switch on televiewer aft. I can't. Can't move. Pressure. Switch is right under your finger. Go on. That's it.
Time, 3:50:12. Altitude, 2 miles.
Get your sun goggles on. It'll be coming through in a minute.
There's the dawn line.
And the sun.
It works. This thing really works.
Now, look in the viewer. There's the Earth down there.
Yeah. Time, 3:51:10. Altitude, 20 miles. Time, 3:53:50. Altitude, 807 miles.
That's the end of the blast. We're in free fall. Unbuckle your straps.
Hey, I'm falling. I'm falling up.
There's no gravity up here. We don't weigh anything.
I don't feel so good. How do I get down from the ceiling? I feel lousy, seasick.
No, space sick.
What's the difference so long as I ain't healthy?
There's a bottle of pills under the head pad. They ought to settle your stomach. I'll break out the magnetic shoes. Then we can at least keep our feet down on the floor plate. Here, Sweeney, you put these on.
Hand them up.
All right. Here. Now you can walk down the wall. Try it.
Like this? Hey, like a human fly. You know, this is the second time I ever walked on a ceiling. Only this time I'm sober. General, would you mind tapping that ham sandwich back and float it away from me?
Feeling better, Sweeney?
Yeah, I guess so. It's a heck of a note when your meal floats away from me before you eat it.
Sweeney,
Yeah, Mr. Barnes.
I tried to crank out the radar antenna. She's stuck.
Well, let me see. Stuck all right. I don't understand it. I greased it good.
Grease? Well, no wonder it's stuck. It's exposed to outer space. It must be frozen solid.
What's the idea, Sweeney? Didn't you read the engineering manual?
Yeah, and a flush fitting gets greased. Don't jump on me.
Well, if we can't get that radar mast cranked out, we can't land on the moon.
Well, it's all right by me.
Don't you realize that half the value of this trip is in the landing? Geological surveys, radiation tests.
Look, General, I told you before I started, this whole thing is slud nutty to me. Who wants the moon? They're trying to be first with the old Brooklyn Battery Tunnel.
Sweeney, this isn't getting that mast fixed. Well, we've got to go outside in spacesuits and chip it loose.
Outside? You mean outside the ship?
You can't fall. You'll be in the same trajectory as the ship. Worst that could happen would be to drift away.
Drift away. Don't bother getting one of them monkey suits for me. I'm comfortable in here.
Sweeney, we've taken enough from you. We can't let one man endanger the whole project. You get out there in a spacesuit, or we shove you out without one.
All right, all right.
Well, that's settled. You got us into this mess. You're going to help get us out. General, break out the spacesuits. Close the inner lock. Now, let's get this straight. Keep your magnetic shoes on the hull plates. Your safety line's hooked. If you break loose, we won't be able to go after you. You'll hit the moon at 20,000 miles per hour and squash.
Hey, wait a minute. How come General Thayer don't go?
That's right. He doesn't go. He's co-pilot.
Okay, I just asked.
All right. Now, let's make sure our intercom walkie-talkies are warmed up.
All set. Check.
All right. Fasten helmets. Hello. Hello, Doc.
I hear you, Barnes.
I'm okay.
Check instruments. I'm going to pump out the lock. All set. Open the outer door, Doc.
Look at that, will you?
A million stars.
20,000 miles an hour, free fall and no breeze.
That's right. No air. And we haven't got time for the scenery. Let's get to work.
Can you two handle it? I want to go aft to see how the firing tubes held up.
All right, Doc. Come on, sweetie. Let's get to work. Loose now. Pull the mast out, Sweeney.
Slippery as a hog on ice.
Yeah. Now, let's get back.
Suits me. That's the Earth up there?
Western Hemisphere. You can see America. That dark strip against the light.
Pretty far away, huh?
Barnes.
Hargraves, what's the matter?
Help, I'm loose. I'm drifting.
Doc, what happened?
My shoe magnet's pulled loose.
There he is. The safety line broke.
Hurry, help me.
He's too far to keep a line.
Oh, he's cooked. We'll never get him back.
Hello, General Thayer.
All right, Barnes, I heard you on the control room speaker. I'm coming outside.
Bring an oxygen tank. Got that?
Right.
Hurry.
What are you going to do? Throw him a bottle of air and forget about him?
Barnes, help.
Now, all right, Doc. General Thayer's coming out of the lock.
Where's Hargraves?
50 feet out and down to the left. Give me that oxygen tank.
What are you going to do?
Trying to hook my shoe first.
You're crazy. You'll float away, too.
I can use the pressure in the oxygen tank for a jet. Maybe I can ride the tank out there if there's enough power from the nozzle. Just turn the bell. There.
What was that?
Recoil's making my helmet light shake. I'll try it again.
Hey, it works. Like an outboard motor.
Keep going, Barnes. About 30 feet more. Swing a little to the left.
All right. A couple more shots. There. Now, reach out for me, Doc.
You're too far. I can't.
Hang on, Doc. One more shot.
There.
Hang on.
Can you get back, Barnes?
If we don't, we tour the universe together. Hang on to me, Doc.
All right.
You Amos while I turn the bell.
You're drifting farther, Barnes.
There better be enough pressure to get us back. Here we go.
Oh, we're moving.
Yes, it's not fast enough. Pressure's almost down in this tank. There's the last of the gas.
We're too far out, Barnes. They can't reach us with a line.
Get you back to the ship. On the count of 3, push the tank as hard as you can. The reaction may shove us in close enough.
Yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Here they come, General.
Grab them. Reach out, Barnes. Grab the line.
I got it.
All in.
Well, Doc, glad to have you aboard.
And I'm back. All right. So it sounds like some things are going wrong in space. They're approaching the moon. Kind of sounds like a gravity situation, if you ask me. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We're getting close to the ending there. Looks like another 12 minutes of the Dimension X episode, Dimension Moon. Again, you are listening to the Spectrum Sci-Fi Show at the moment. And I feel like now is as good a time as any for a little underwriting action.
This portion of WRUU-LP Savannah Soundings programming is made possible by a grant from Sentient Bean, offering fair trade coffee, vegan and vegetarian food, and breakfast all day. Located at 13 East Park Avenue, across the street from the tennis courts at Forsyth Park. Our menu and special events listings can be found at sentientbean.com.
All right. And there it is. Okay, I mentioned last time, as in last time I spoke on this specific show, that I'd be talking about Rocket and Groot and their relationship on this little segment here. All in build up to the release of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which happens next Friday, Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, in theaters near you. So, Rocket and Groot. Okay, Rocket is from the planet Half-World. He was created by Bill Matlow and artist Keith Giffen. He first appeared in 1976 in the Marvel Cosmic Universe. He was initially named Rocky Raccoon, which was inspired by a Beatles song of the same name. Rocket did not appear again until Incredible Hulk issue number 1 from 1982, where he was introduced as the Guardian of Half-World and that entire solar sector, apparently. As I mentioned earlier, Half-World is some weird planet where this race has been dumping their crazy people for robots to take care of them. The robots and scientists there kind of develop an experiment on the loonies, as they're called, and their pets, their animals. Thus, Rocket Raccoon is born. So, interesting enough. Apparently, all these comics from the 70s were happening around like that space race that was going on. It's funny we talk about the Destination Moon tonight because around the 70s when these characters were created, it was kind of a thing, you know, that get to the moon, get to space. Space was the big deal. So a lot of interesting sci-fi based concepts really came out of this era. So it's cool to see that Rocket Raccoon made his way out. In 1985, he got his own little self-titled miniseries. It was a 4-part series where it was revealed that he's genetically advanced raccoon. That Rocky is short for Rocket. Oddly enough, he didn't appear much more after that. He's only had 10 comic appearances in his first 30 years. He only had 10 comic appearances in his first 30 years as a character. It's crazy to think about because now he's one of my personal favorite characters. It's crazy how things evolve and things that don't stick here maybe later are reimagined or inspire something else and it just catches. Very interesting. In 2007, Rocket returned as member of Star-Lord's new Guardians of the Galaxy. That is, the Guardians of the Galaxy excluding the older stuff, like Soldier, like Charlie 27 and Martin X and Major Victory. Those crazy characters. Crazy enough. 2007 saw the Annihilation Complex. It's what the comic series, I think, was called. Star-Lord Annihilation Complex, where Star-Lord recruited Rocket Raccoon, and he first meets his companion, Groot. Everybody's favorite, lovable tree person, Groot. Groot was created by Larry Lieber and Stan Lee. He first appeared in Tales to Astonish, issue number 13, in the year 1960. Real throwback there. He was actually introduced as a villainous monster from the planet X. Original Groot spoke in full sentences. Believe it or not, his entire vocabulary was understandable by us mere mortals, humans. In his first issue, crazy enough, he was stopped by scientists that used termites to beat him. Termites beat the original Groot back in 1960. That's amazing. Wonder if that would work today. Some weird genetically modified termites against Groot. I guess we'll find out in Volume 2. I doubt they're going to bring that back. 1976, in Incredible Hulk number 5, Groot appeared again as a villain. And he frustrates Hulk so much that Hulk literally beats him into a stump. Interesting. Very cool. 2007, in that Star-Lord Annihilation Complex reboot that I mentioned earlier, Groot returns as a good guy, obviously. He's recruited after his exile from his original planet, Planet X. He is a member of the Floral Colossus aliens. He roamed the galaxy for a while after his exile until Star-Lord finds him and recruits him to his new Guardians of the Galaxy team. He and Rocket immediately hit it off, especially seeing that Rocket is one of the few creatures that can understand Groot's language. Plus, there's just the great mix between this giant force of nature, Groot, and this tiny, quick, agile sharpshooter that is Rocket. It's just a brilliant team up. And obviously, it wasn't until 2007 that Groot's language was restricted to the "I am Groot" little sentence there that we now come to know him by. And he also retains his ability to heal. He has this type of eternal immortality, in that if any part of him survives, then he can regrow into a new Groot. He can survive and regrow. So, very interesting stuff. I recommend you check out Brian Michael Bendis, his the author. He is the current author of the running Guardians of the Galaxy series. I recommend you check out numbers 1 through 18, either after seeing the movie or before, depending how long you're going to wait to check this out. So, without further ado, we're going to get back into Dimension X, but that was just a little bit about Rocket and Groot, the dynamic duo that everyone loves so much, and that will be playing in theaters, starring in theaters, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, May 5th. Dimension X. Back to Dimension X.
There she is. Come on. Stand by for landing procedure.
That's pretty rugged country down there.
Stand by to turn ship. Fasten straps. Altitude fair?
27.3.
All right. Turning ship.
Hey, you're leveling off. You're turning too far. We'll go backwards.
We land backwards. Use the jets for brakes.
Holy smokes, you mean sit down on the tail?
Ground speed 1.52. Stand by for deceleration. Now, fire. Radar.
Closing is spotted.
Give me view aft on the screen.
Hey, we can't land down there. Look, mountains, cliffs.
That's the crater Harpalus. We're heading for a smooth plane short of there.
Don't look smooth to me.
I'm going to kill our forward speed. Stand by.
You won't clear the mountain. Give another blast.
I can't. We won't have enough power to get home.
You won't make that trip on the right.
Look out. We're going to crash.
Barnes, blast.
You've got right. Now. Automatic landing. Automatic in. Hang on for emergency landing. Stand by for the blast. Hold it. Now. Jack down. Get out your gyros. That was a lousy landing.
Darn safe.
Yes, but I wasted reaction mass we'll need to get home.
We'll worry about that later. Right now, I want to get out there and plant my feet on the moon. The moon.
Ready to open the decompression lock?
Check.
I'm set.
And yours inside control, Barnes?
Yeah.
Sure you don't want to leave the ship?
I'll be out later. I've got to contact Earth.
All right, let's go. Open the outer door.
All right, be sure you don't fall. You puncture your suits on the rocks, you're done. And look out for the low gravity. You'll weigh 1/6 what you did on Earth.
All right, let's go.
Hey, what is this stuff? Dust?
Pilot, Robert. Go ahead, Doctor. Explain it officially.
Oh, yes. In the name of the United States of America, I take possession of the planet Moon of and for the benefit of mankind. Well, let's now get down to business. Sweetie, you set up the astronomical camera.
Barnes, what's the matter?
Get back here, all of you, right away.
We were just starting work.
You've got to get back. I've been talking to Earth. We may not get off. We may be stuck on the moon for good. Hello, Earth. Reaction mass down to 0.8672. Wasted power in a bad landing. Request new figures for return trip.
Earth to Luna. Looks bad, Mr. Barnes. I'll have to run it through the machine. In the meantime, dump everything you can. I'll check back with the result.
I'll be standing by. Roger. Out.
Well, Barnes?
Well, we wasted too much power on that lousy landing. Hastings checked the figures. We've got the lightened ship. We've got just 4 hours to get off. If we miss that, we don't get another chance to hit the Earth for another month.
But we don't have more than 10 days' oxygen supply.
Exactly. Come on, we better start dumping, and we better pray we can get rid of enough weight. Acceleration pad 4, serial 706, schedule B, 14 pounds.
Check. Give me a hand, Doc. Yes. Airlock's full. I'll put my helmet on and shove the junk out of the lock.
Barnes, is that everything we can get out?
3 of the spacesuits will be dropped before we take off.
How about the 4th?
We'll have to keep that so we can open the airlock to shove the others out.
I've got a removable bridge I could dump.
You may have to, General. Well, Hastings is due back now with the takeoff figures. Hello, Earth. Luna calling Earth.
All right, Mr. Barnes. We hear you. How much weight have you dropped?
4,003 pounds, Earth weight.
Then you're still short 110 pounds.
What?
If you can dump 110 pounds, you can coast home.
Well, we're stripped. We unbolted the locker doors, junked the radar chassis and mounts. We'll have to take a chance as we are.
It's suicide. You haven't enough reaction mass to clear the moon.
You could be wrong, couldn't you?
I could, but not the computer. I'll be standing by, Mr. Barnes. Over.
All right, Hastings. Out. 110 lousy pounds.
What happens if we're not light enough? We fall back and crash. Or just go into an orbit around the moon.
Just keep going around?
Yeah, that's it. We've got 14 minutes left till takeoff time.
Oh, that's fine. I could have gone over Niagara Falls in a barrel, but I had to come to the moon.
Well, it's pretty simple. 110 pounds. One of us stays.
Yes. I guess that's it.
Highway 180. That's plenty.
Now, wait a minute, General.
I'm the oldest one here.
Yeah, and I'm the captain of this ship. If anyone stays,
That has
but I
nothing to
give
do-
the orders here. Doc is the engineer. General pilots when you hit the Earth atmosphere.
But Bonds...
I've got no family, so I stay.
No. You've got to go back, both of you. I've been discredited. They won't listen to me. You've got to tell them what you've seen up
Listen,
here.
General,
You've got to tell them what the Earth looked like from here. Vulnerable, defenseless, hanging in the sky. I knew this trip would have military value. Well, it does. Can you imagine atom warheads launched at Earth from up here? The moon is the perfect base for an attack on the Earth. Remember, it's only 1/6 as hard to shoot rockets from here to Earth as it is the other way. You've got to tell them the only government to control the moon must be a world government.
General, I guess you don't know it. But what you just said means you've got to get back to Earth and convince them even if the rest of us don't make it.
Bonds, don't be...
No, General, that's all there is to it.
Now, listen, Mr. Barnes, General.
Never mind, Sweeney. You're not in on
Don't
this.
worry, you'll get back.
I was going to say, why don't you heroes match for it? Odd man's out.
All right, Bonds, I'll go for that.
I'm in.
No.
2-1, Bonds.
Well, all right. What do we use?
You can match buttons off your overalls.
All right. Each one pull off a button. I better check Hastings on Earth.
Here's my button. Cargrave.
Hello, Earth.
Standing by, Mr. Barnes.
We're working it out. One of us stays behind.
What?
We're matching for it. Check time.
Oh, it's only 110 pounds. Isn't that some
Check
other
time.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt the program Dimension X for just a moment for two important bulletins from the wires of United Press. From Seoul, Korea, the North Korean radio says the North Korean Communist government formally declared war on South Korea effective at 11 a.m. Sunday, Korean time. And then a little later, this bulletin from Washington. State Department officials...
Just so you know, this little announcement they're interrupting with happened on June 24th, 1950. June 24th, 1950. Back to Dimension X.
9:41:50. 10 minutes to 0 hour.
Check. That's all, Hastings. We'll take off with 3 men. All right. Ready to match?
Hey, what? The airlock.
Sweeney, he went out. What's he doing? What?
He's going out. Out there on the moon.
Shine on, Harvest.
Hello, Sweeney. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure, Barnes. Hiya.
Oh, come back in here, you fool.
Blow it. It's nice out here.
Come back, Sweeney. You're going home.
Yeah, some other time. Remember me to the girls. Any girls.
Listen, Sweeney, come back. This trip doesn't mean that much to you. We've talked you into it. Nobody can expect you to do this. Now, don't be crazy.
Why not? I'm a lunatic. Get it? A lunatic.
Sweeney, come back.
Listen, I lightened your ship. Get it? 160 pounds. That's me. Now go on. Take off.
Come back, Sweeney. You can't do this.
Listen, you guys wouldn't count me in on the matching. Oh, no. I run on hooray for me, and you look out for yourself. Well, maybe you changed my mind. I've been looking up there at that Earth hanging in the sky. We're going to build something on this moon. All of you guys got to go back. Doc, he's the guy to work it out in the lab. Bonds, you build the ships, and the general, he's got to pound those desks and see that it gets done right. You'll need me.
Now, Sweeney, wait a minute. Come back.
Come on, Blow. Get gone. You're spoiling my whole day. So long, heroes.
You don't understand. We can take off, all of us.
What do you mean? With the 110
Now,
pounds?
listen to what I say. Get back in here, and on the way, pick up a screwdriver and a rat tail file and an oxygen tank.
What's the deal?
Get back in here. I've got a way to get us all off, if it works.
Now, Sweeney, we're reading you clear on the intercom speaker. You in the airlock yet?
Yeah.
Now, your spacesuit weighs around 70 pounds. The radio weighs 50.
Yeah, but I can't open the outside door of the airlock without my suit. What are you trying to pull, Bonds?
After you chuck the radio out, you file a hole in the gasket on the outer door. Got that? Then you tie your safety line to the oxygen tank, pass it through the hole. It hangs outside. You got that?
Yeah?
Then you close the outside door, get out of your suit, come in here. We close up, decompress, and open the outside door again.
Oh, I get it. The tank pulls the suit out of the lock.
Right. And if it works, we all get home. Now, hurry now, Sweeney.
8 minutes to calculated takeoff time. 8 minutes.
All set, Sweeney?
Yeah, I shut the radio out. Close the outer door. Air pressure up. I'm getting out of my suit. This doorway's pretty narrow, Barnes. If the suit don't clear, we're sunk.
We'll have to take that chance.
All right, here I come.
All set. Close the inner door. Decompress. Now the outer door.
It ain't moving. I can see it through the pore. Coming up 1 minute. 1 minute to take off.
Foot of the suit caught on the intake.
No. It's flattened out. Get clear of that door, brother. Get clear.
There it goes.
We're in. 40 seconds.
Close the outer door, Sweeney. Stand by for takeoff, everybody.
30 seconds. 29.
Sweeney,
28.
I don't think I could have done that.
26.
Just walk out.
Oh, baloney.
I haven't got that kind of courage.
23.
I'd have had to make a speech.
22,
A big,
28,
heroic speech.
20. 19.
I didn't have the guts to just walk out.
17.
No, it's...
16.
All right, stand by.
14.
Communications?
Fine. Just
12.
handy.
Co-pilot.
11,
Automatic set.
10, 9.
Stand by.
8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2.
Fire. All right, we're clear.
Son of a gun!
We're clear. We're heading home. Time 2:50, 36. Destination Earth.
You have just heard another adventure into the unknown world of the future.
Well, that ended rather abruptly. Sorry about that. There's usually a preview for next week's episode at the end. But that didn't happen. So, yeah, that was Dimension X. Dimension X. I like how there was a tiny little interruption there about war in Korea. That was strange. That was weird. 1950s for you. Apparently that's how they promoted their movies. In 1950, the movie was about to come out, was about to release. So they did a radio play version of the script and played it as an episode of Dimension X. It's very interesting stuff. Destination Moon, that might be a good movie to check out and see how that turned out. Interesting stuff. Speaking of interesting things, obviously I've been talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not going to mention that anymore. That's coming out next week. I'm going to go see it. What you do with your money is up to you. Some cool little news here. Also coming out next week, next Friday, is Prey. A kind of Alien meets Bioshock type of video game made by Bethesda that looks to be a really interesting play. So I'm looking forward to that. Kind of reminds me of Life, a recent film that came out. So definitely one to look at and keep an eye on. Let's hope it gets some good reviews. I might be picking that one up. Also, Nintendo Switch continues to sell out everywhere all the time in hours. It's crazy how popular this thing has become, and I know why. It's because it's so stinking convenient. It's just so convenient how you can just pull it out and pop it in, and the screen switches. You can pull the controllers out if you're uncomfortable laying in bed, and you want to pull the controllers out of the thing and just lay your arms down, but keep your screen by your pillow. You can do that. I do that. It happens. It's so cool. It's a really cool little console. It's 2 players everywhere you go. You pop the controllers out, hand one to your friend, and you guys are playing a 2-player game right there. Where before, they would have to, your friend would have to buy a $100, $200, $300 system, have the same game as you do, and then also bring it with them to play with you. That's just a lot of ifs and buts, and the convenience of the machine is just unparalleled. It's fantastic little piece of tech. Really impressive. The Nintendo Switch. I expect that to remain popular, and I hope the games list kind of fills out Moving on, there's some really cool little news. I feel like I have something to say about Elon Musk every week. The guy is our modern-day Walt Disney, if you will. He is planning a tunnel type transportation system where you park onto a like a platform. You park you drive your car onto a platform. It lowers you down into the ground, and then it slides around like a train. You're parked on the platform as it moves at extremely high speeds, 130 miles an hour, to add said, to your destination. It drives for you. So you can sit there, you can do other things in your car. That sounds awesome. Can you imagine? The direction that car manufacturing would take if they also got the plan into the design that there'd be downtime, that you can maybe turn your seat around and you'll have a desk back there and you can do some stuff while you're traveling, while you're commuting in the tunnel portion of your drive. Very interesting stuff. Super sci-fi. I'm so excited about that. That sounds cool. I'm running out of time here. I got about 3 minutes left. Again, I want to reiterate that Jeremiah Stewart will be on the radio show next week. I'm going out of town. I'm going to see the band Spoon in Charleston. Jeremiah Stewart will be on the pre-recorded show next week. We're going to be talking a little bit about Star Wars, May the 4th be with you, Revenge of the 5th. It's going to be some fun stuff. Don't miss that. Spectrum Sci-Fi show every Friday from 5 to 6. Also, I recommend you check out my comic, The Resonance of the Machine. That is actually for sale in Planet Fun. Planet Fun, downtown Savannah, Broughton Street. You can go in there and grab a copy if you would like. Pick it up, look through it, read it. Sounds cool to me. You don't have to walk out with it. You can read issue 1, issue 2, right there. Put it back, walk out, whatever. Read it, tag me on Facebook, tag me on Instagram, at Keith Baudry. Tell me what you think. Hashtag Spectrum Sci-Fi, Residents of the Machine, whatever you want. Hit me up. Love to hear from you. So, that's about all I've got for you today. I'm going to wrap up a little early here. Thanks again for listening to the Spectrum Sci-Fi Show. Check me out next week. And have a great afternoon, evening, morning. Good night. That was so awkward.